Alright, howdy folks, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Gates of Hell. We're continuing the Pacific campaign. I'll have all the mods linked for this down in the description. Uses Valor, some mods that are going to give you some of the fauna, so you can actually have some of the Pacific environment looking things like, you know, plants, forest stuff. And of course, we're using two more mods. Again, I'll have all those linked down in the description. Now we're playing against the Japanese. They are, as you can see, just about to approach. I have gotten quite a, oh, that's an interesting icon for that. I actually think that's pretty funny. Wait, does this have that too? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, okay. Weird. I mean, technically it's an armored vehicle, but it's not a tank. But we have this. This is not the M16, which has a quad. This is the M13, which has a twin 50. But I also got this one, a nice little upgrade, the M15A1, which still has the twin 50s. But you get a 37mm autocannon with HE and AP. Now the AP, you would argue against, say, the Germans in the European theater, not going to be that great. Against the Japanese in a Pacific theater, I actually genuinely think that could do a pretty decent amount of damage when you consider, you know, the less armored vehicles that the Japanese, or lesser armored vehicles that the Japanese will probably use. So we got 4 of these Marine squads. I'll take a quick look at these. We're waiting for enemy to come in. The most thing that's different here is that they have Johnson rifles, and they also have a Johnson LMG and a couple of these Rising submachine guns, as well as a single sniper rifle. Looks like we do have some lighter Japanese contact, some of these TK tankettes. Ooh, a 75mm like actual gun. Luckily okay, well, we do have some friendly AI, which is cool. That's one of the things you can unlock. I mean, Conquest goes so in depth. I could talk about this forever, but oh, okay, we've lost, oh, that's an allied sniper. So all the green obviously are my allied units. The blues are my actual units. We do have some supports you can call in off the map. We have 2 C-47s, which we can use to call in a little ammo drop. It does look like this may just be a very interesting way to have gotten rid of that artillery off the rip. We're gonna assume, oh, wow, he just actually blew up the majority of those guys. Oh, somebody else sniped them? Okay, there goes the gun. The tankettes have been disabled. It just gives me a little bit of time to talk about this. So this is the platoon. I don't really like this binocular thing. Almost there's a way for them to maybe not always look down their binoculars. So this sort of platoon section comes with, it's like the platoon leader section. You have a platoon commander. We have a couple of riflemen. We have a radio operator, the platoon sergeant, and that's pretty much it. I don't think we get a medic in this. So you get 4 riflemen. They do all have M1 grants, which actually is kind of nice. And a radio op gets a flare gun. And I'm actually genuinely not sure if this is an artillery flare. It says 81mm. Okay, so I see the reason behind this unit now. I was a little bit confused why you would get this outside of role play or, like, you know, trying to do historical accurate stuff, which I'm actually interested in doing. Trying to do a conquest where you follow historical squad or platoon makeups could be interesting. I think another big thing I should probably mention before I really discuss this specific unit would be that in Conquest, in Gates of Hell, every unit has inventory. You know, I can interact with this guy next to him and be like, hey buddy, here, John, have an extra clip of, you know, 30-06, or, you know, I want your grenade, blah, 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 blah. The main thing is you can also go and check the inventory by holding V. You can see all the dead bodies on the map, or holding C, you can see all the, like, loose inventory items that were dropped. Usually it's weapons, you know, by dead soldiers or stuff like that. So I could go over here and interact with this guy, and then when I do, I'll have a little inventory screen up like this, and I can steal all of his stuff. That's really cool, but normally when you're playing a campaign in an RTS game, that's it. You know, maybe, say, Company of Heroes, you can have a squad with a machine gun, and after that battle is over, ooh, I lost the, okay, so this did just get blown up by some sort of, this machine gun was here, it's not totally gone. But you know, after the battle's over and you go to the next campaign battle, that squad will most likely not still have that MG. They will, you know, you'll get a new squad basically. In Gates of Hell and in Conquest in general, if I end up saying, well, I found a bazooka, I found a Panzerschreck, a Panzerfaust, a PPSH, you know, anything really that you can grab off of a soldier, from grenades, medical equipment, you can grab that and actually put it inside of your soldier's inventory. And as long as he lives and you don't, like, sell his squad back, you can, you know, buy squads, sell squads, upgrade squads. as long as you don't sell the squad or lose the guy, and even if you lose the guy in battle, you can technically loot his body and then keep that inventory on your character or on your squad. You can upgrade and have a whole customized section. Obviously, like XCOM, it will hurt if the Japanese are just rushing on in. It's kind of actually a really cool map. It's called Ijima. I don't know if this is supposed to be... I don't think this is supposed to be Iwo Jima, but it's just a really cool map, actually. There's like a little bit of a harbor port, harbor here, a port. But you can keep that loot on your character, in your squad, and you can kind of form a connection with your units. Obviously, again, that's why I was trying to talk about XCOM. You know, if you lose an entire squad, or you lose a couple of certain guys that you were really attached to, that is going to suck. But, you know, it's cool to have a little, maybe of a story. Like, oh, we have Bob here, and Bob has a STG, and then try to keep Bob alive for as long as you can, kind of deal. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this squad and why I actually ended up buying them in the first place, though it is interesting to see. Actually, let's get these 4 regular riflemen. Is this not the riflemen? Yeah. There's these 4 regular riflemen over here. I don't know if the platoon sergeant has any reason to exist. Okay, actually, him getting an ammo box is big, too. I am learning so many things. I haven't played Gates of Hell Conquest like vanilla in a long time. This is technically not vanilla either, obviously, but... the fact that this guy gets an ammo crate is kind of big. Oh, I just... really, buddy? Really? Huh. That's, yeah, okay. So the 37mm gun here actually just killed my own medic. Now, the good thing is he didn't kill him, so we can heal him still and res him, but a little awkward. I wanted to bring this up because... in something like the Platoon Commander mod, which is actually a really cool mod, and I should play more of it, you have NCOs, you have like officers, like COs, whether that's a lieutenant or a captain or a colonel. I mean, that's all kind of, you know, the same for the purpose of the mod. That you need a leadership figure around units. Like these 4 riflemen here would need like a corporal, sergeant, anything that, you know, has some sort of rank embedded within their system, to keep them from losing morale, from... oh, wow! Stealing this 81mm mortar from the Japanese in like a previous battle was actually huge, because we are absolutely obliterating. This is a Japanese mortar, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, that's brutal. But you need to have an officer or NCO near units to keep sure, you know, make sure that they don't loot. Buddy. That's the 2nd time. What are you doing? The medic's running over here already. That's great. So, it'd be cool to see that in vanilla. I understand it might be kind of hard to implement, or it may be something that could bug pretty easily. It's cool that mods have done it, and it kind of makes me wonder if there's like maybe a setting that, you know, you could see in the future where you have this officer idea. Because right now, okay, sure, this guy does have an ammo crate, which is big, and technically, as an officer figure, he probably would give you a capture bonus. So these capture zones are the objectives for this map. We're defending them, but there's also times where you're attacking them, obviously. And putting an... ooh, that tankette just got completely wiped by this little 37mm, which is great. Also low on ammo already. I need to maybe get more of an ammo vehicle for this thing in the future. But you can, and maybe sometimes should, depending on what you're doing, get officers within these zones, because they there's a capture weight system. So like one soldier, say, is like 0.5 points, and if you have 10 soldiers in a cap, ooh, that truck just started, TK blew up. Say you have 10 soldiers in this point, it gives you a 5 capture weight. So towards, if the enemy has less, then you're going to start capturing higher quality troops like Special Forces, Marines, you know, Airborne, Fallschirmjäger, Soviet Marines, etc. They're going to have higher point values assigned to them. So say a 10-man militia Volkssturm squad, they're going to lose out on the capture when it comes to, say, you know, a 10-man Black Sea Fleet Marine unit. So that's kind of how it's balanced. So an officer can put a lot of weight, literally and figuratively speaking, I hate that I just made that joke, down on a capture point by being in it. You know, by just being in it, he gives his higher multiplier on the capturing department. Oh, this is a mortar just chilling out here. We're just going to let this guy chill there. Not too worried about it. We are actually getting pretty close to winning this one already. But it makes me wonder, what if there was maybe not the morale thing? I understand that these guys are just getting absolutely destroyed. I mean, this is a very brutal beach. As you can see, it's relatively open. They don't have a lot of concealment, let alone cover out here. Not that concealment would really help them here. They're just, wow, okay, they also just got rifle grenade launched by their own guy. This is not my team only that, you know, has blown themselves up. But it would be cool. Again, I understand the morale thing might not be easy to implement, and I understand that might be a little bit, like, niche, and maybe the developers behind Games of Hell don't want to make it, like, overly complicated, and could cause bugs and issues. And the last thing you want to do in your game is introduce a whole new system, whether it's optional or not. You know, that's maybe not the most ideal thing. We'll have mods for that. But in the Dawn of the Dead mod, this is why I'm bringing this up, officers, or certain roles anyway, within Dawn of the Dead mod, have a sort of bonus attached to it. We're low on ammo. Actually, we're out of ammo on this crate here. Have a bonus attached to it, and this bonus is going to... Wow, did I just kill the guys on this 37? It is possible. Or a machine gun, friendly machine gun. This thing is blasting like crazy. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. The officers in the Dawn of the Dead mod will give your units around them bonuses, whether this is for, like, not morale, for, like, reload or accuracy, maybe for, oh, I was confused why my medic was running over here, and then I realized I have auto-medicing turned on. That's a relatively recent update. But the main point is, officers in that mod do give you bonuses. Again, whether it's, you know, marginally usable, I'm not really 100% sure. I've never really looked at the, you know, the pros and the cons too much into the officer part of that. But they do give, you know, reload buffs, maybe accuracy, fire rate, stuff like that. And I wonder if that would be an interesting thing to add to Gates of Hell. Like, say I have this platoon commander. He's chilling in the back. I don't know why I wouldn't. I mean, best case scenario, I put him in... Oh, the mortar is actually hurting. I probably should spread these guys out a little more. I mean, best case scenario, put the officer way up front in the zone, and he now gets to, you know, contest cap or hold the cap with his own capture weight. Maybe I get him to drop this ammo box. But now imagine there was a ring around him. This should be an interesting thing, I believe. But, you know, happy to see what your ideas are. Like the ammo circle, or, for example, the medic circle, who... I think it might be turned off on this guy because he's currently... Okay, there's disabled. Okay, no, I don't need you to medic right now. That's kind of danger close. There was this other medic. Okay, this circle is the medic circle, I think, and this circle is the ammo circle. Now imagine that you have a blue circle. That's the leadership circle, and the higher rank that your officer is. So this is obviously what is a lieutenant, I believe. Oh crap, I made him go in here somewhere. Yeah, it's a lieutenant. Is it a second lieutenant? I can never tell. I think the second is gold and the first is silver. I might be wrong. I mean, feel free to say that I'm wrong if I'm wrong. Say this has a relatively small blue circle, but then a captain has a larger one, or maybe you add even like lieutenant colonels, generals might be a little crazy, majors. Like there would be, and you can even bring this down smaller to say sergeants, corporals, you know, staff sergeants. You can probably get a little bit more detailed than just having like the 3 or 4 larger officer roles. And they all have smaller or bigger blue or any color circles that give the units around them a leadership bonus. I don't think it should be something crazy like, oh, let's give them 50% more health or whatever. But imagine even a small buff to their health regen. I think some of them do have, here you can see +6 health per minute. I mean, I think that means that every minute he gains about 6 health passively over time. Like he's going to get like 1 health here every 10 seconds, basically. So it would take him a long time to heal, even if he's like really low. Obviously, you know, that would take a very long time to get anywhere when your max health is 325. But, you know, like a fire rate bonus, that might be hard to do, but maybe they just they're a little bit less resistant to suppressive fire. Maybe they have slightly more accuracy. I mean, the ideas there are obviously very wide. I think you can go very, very crazy with it, or you can just kind of make it relatively... Oh, I'd make these all in a... How did I do that? Did I make these all... Oh, right. I didn't aim them right. Whatever. Yeah, that's a little awkward. Oopsie. Guess I should have rotated these more like that, because right now they're all looking like the one way. But imagine that. I'm actually kind of curious what people think. I haven't played a ton of Gates of Hell, but I've been playing a lot of vanilla or even World War II Gates of Hell, but I'm playing a lot. Oh, is that 150 mil? No, it's just a regular 81. Been playing a lot of the Dawn of the Dead mod with that sort of system in there. And I'm very curious to think if that would make, you know, say this platoon sergeant, what is his role really? Is there a buff? Does he have anything that like a regular rifleman doesn't have? Like, what does a regular rifleman do that this guy doesn't do? I mean, he has more stamina, I guess. That's almost 100% more stamina. Like, that's obviously big. Don't get me wrong. It's like more than 50% more. So that's fair. But imagine if you had a tiny blue circle that was maybe like half the size of this ammo one. So if you have a very special machine gun unit, or maybe you have a very special anti-tank unit, like a bazooka launcher, you want to make sure that that one shot you're gonna get is going to hit. You put the officer, whether it's an officer, NCO, whatever, you put him nearby, and then maybe that provides some sort of buff. There's a lot of options, a lot of ideas. I think it'd be an interesting idea for you as a commenter or viewer, if you got to this point in the video, to give some general idea. If you think, wow, this sucks, like what's the worst idea I've ever heard, then I know, I'll stop yapping about it. But yeah, that's just one idea. I thought there was maybe potential for I don't think it's game changing. I mean, hell, if they want to make it very specific, they can even say, hey, it's going to be an option you can turn on or off if you want to make it sure that, it doesn't change up too much of the, well, the meta is a bad word maybe, but like too much of the, oh, I want to get out of here. Oh, whoa, what happened to this thing? This thing just burned out. I don't even know how that happened. It was just fine, and now it's dead. And there's also an enemy plane flying over. So we're gonna probably want to make sure that my guns are reloaded. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna explode. It just shot in the air. Didn't we just shoot in the air with something? I just want this to tick to 1,000 so we can get out of the situation that I'm in. I'm trying to get this thing into the ammo circle before the game is over. I know that we can get a little bit of cheeky resupply here. It did say plane. It shot again. What is it shooting at? Okay, that might be some infantry, so maybe we're okay. Let's continue for now real quick, and let's make sure that these things are reloaded so we can actually make sure that we have this. So we save a little bit of resupply costs at the end in the menu screen. And now, of course, if you're new to Conquest, this is look a little bit over the top, but here are units you can buy. You'll have to research all the units with the little lock icon. Here are the units that you have bought, which they cost manpower, and this is my total amount. And then over here, you can select units that you've bought and put them into the waves. And the waves are the ones that you call in, and they have a pop cap limit, which is shown down here. So for example, this mortar, that's a Japanese captured one. Technically, it's a 2-man, but it counts for 3, and it has a 10 pop cap thing. So that's why if we take this out and put it back in here, this goes from 26 up to 36, or vice versa, from 36 down to 26. With that said, we are now going to be attacking. Gates of Hell's Conquest works on a attack defense setting, so you always attack and defend. There are mods that make you only attack or only defend, but that's the general idea. We're going to play on the winter map. Is that what I'm seeing? I mean, my guys are wearing winter gear. All right, so we have 9 research points and 13 special support points. I kind of want to put some of those support points towards a future use. So we're not going to spend 5 research points on the next thing, which does unlock quite a few things, including another call-in stage, which is just how you call in more units in a single battle. But we're actually going to go for the F6F Hellcat. This is a new unlock that comes with the mod. So I figured we should try this out. That's only for 1 research point, so that's not really that bad. Then I saw this and I kind of glanced past it. The M3 Stuart is going to cost us 5 points, but the Satan M3 Flamer, yes, it's expensive to get this for 6 points, is a flame little Stuart. And I think this is going to be a really interesting unit to have. Maybe it'll become relatively useless after just a little bit, but for now I think it's kind of cool to have, so we're going to stick with it. We still have 2 research points left. There's not too much that I want to put that into. I kind of like these 30s. They really obviously represent that like Pacific vibe to me over just the lower like regular one without the water cooling. But this is also on a lower pod, like a lower tripod. So this actually has multiple benefits besides just being, well, it costs less research points to use, but it's also going to have a higher standard, so it can shoot over more cover. And I think that's actually kind of big in these maps that are usually relatively, I'd argue they're relatively like different when it comes to the terrain and stuff. Now we do have a lot of infantry that we'll have to go through. Although I'm curious what this AR squad means. I'm currently kind of happy with my my Paramarine squads. These are fine. This is I'm looking for the 1943 squad. So they come with a M1 Grand, M1 Grand, M1 Grand. 2 bars, a bar assistant with more M1 Grants. So just a whole bunch of M1 Grants, which is kind of very, I guess, what you'd expect. The AR squad comes with a M50 Rising, 2 BARs, as well as 2 ammo bearers, but then the riflemen are also all carrying rifles, but they're only armed with Springfields. So it's a slightly cheaper squad. This is going to cost, I guess we can see, it's 117 versus 75, so they're cheaper, but you get less guys and you get no M1 Grands in the AR squad. So for a couple of more points, you get basically a huge upgrade when it comes to, your actual firepower in this squad, and you get a couple more guys. Now the infantry actually seems to also have less health. I'm seeing 150 over here versus like 200, so maybe this squad is not really worth getting. So it might be worth it for us to actually save up that point and then eventually go into some more infantry focus, because right now I don't really have any. With that said, I guess we're just going to swap over our sort of basic stuff. We don't really need all these machine guns because we're going to be defending. Oh, I should probably resupply and repair everything. Might as well. We're going to take these machine guns out because I just don't really see any need for them really on the attack. And I think we're actually maybe not even going to use that. Should we? Oh, right. Ooh, I almost forgot. I can't believe I almost forgot to buy the new toy that I got, which actually isn't that expensive. It's very expensive in the pop cap. It's 20. And I'm trying to remember if the Satan has the flamethrower replace the main gun or if it's on the hull. Because I'm trying to find where it is, because I'm actually not 100% sure where it would be. So I'm hoping it's still going to be available on this, because obviously it's I think very similar in terms to the early Stuart. We'll probably get one of these as well. Actually get some pushing power. We can put them in this one. We'll keep the mortars and the ammo crates, and potentially, just to be sort of smart, look at one of these trailers and put them in here. And you know what? Just for, let's get one of these machine guns in here for defending. I guess that's it. We're going to go to Tarawa. I don't know if we're going to be wearing winter camo, but I guess we'll find that out in a second once we're in game. All right, I did a little bit of cheating. By cheating, I mean I clicked on restart and I went again. I picked a different map because the other map was winter focused. So my guys were mostly wearing winter gear. The vehicles all had winter camo. So just a little surprised, just a little surprised by that in general, I guess. Looks like we're immediately under fire here off the spawn, which is a little bit less than ideal. We probably want to make sure this guy sets on return fire. Oh, not even. Wait, what is that? That's no, never fire. Because if he does, I'm worried he's going to use his flare launcher, which is cool. I mean, it would be cool to use my flare launcher, to some extent, especially when you think of the fact that it can, use the 81mm mortars. But if we are in, yeah, what is that? Is that an anti-aircraft gun? Oh, we need to get out of this position right now. We needed to be out of here yesterday. This is not good. I actually do have an air strike I could call in. The only reason we're not getting annihilated out here, and this is kind of the issue with this mod, I probably should have said that earlier. The one small issue with this mod, oh, they shot the plane down. That's not a surprise. Guess what? We're going to try that again because we actually do need to destroy that. So let's hope it doesn't shoot it down again. I mean, this is a silly thing to do. It missed? Actually, wait. What shot it down the first time? I know we can see that over here. Okay, it was the... Oh. It was the anti-aircraft gun. But now, hopefully, we get to bomb it. Okay, we do. That's a big one. And we kind of sacrifice... Oh, no, don't tell me he misses. No, that's close enough. Big. Okay, so the one downside of the mod that lets you do these campaigns in Conquest on the Pacific is that the maps aren't always 100%, kind of feels like ready for it, I guess. Is that a silly way to say it? Like, the maps aren't always 100% ready for it. So sometimes, like this map, you'll see you kind of spawn in the middle of the water, which is cool. You're doing an amphibious invasion. Either you are or the Japanese are. But it sometimes can mess with your vehicles or your infantry. So it can, obviously, if you spawn into water here and I did not have an airstrike, that thing was going to demolish me. I mean, clearly, it's a little bit of a difficulty tweak, I guess, as well. But what do we want to get here? We can get our vehicles, or I can get... Oh, right, the Satan and the regular Stuart. Maybe we'll get that. Although I do have these 2 mortars, which I don't really need. Although at this point, I also guess I realized I could just call this one squad back and have them be like the infantry units in front of my units. What do we have here? Do we have the flame? Okay, the flame is in the... Oh, it's in the, like, hull. That's not the best spot for a flamethrower. I feel like, for example, the Panzer III... Wow, I said that really weird. The Panzer III or the Panzer III with the flamethrower, it's cool because the turret is the flamer. There's also the Flammen half-track that the Germans get, which is fantastic, by the way, because you get 2 flamethrowers, and it kind of can project about forward and everywhere around the vehicle. I don't know if they can go more than 180 degrees. Like, I don't think they can go more than 90 degrees off to the right or left, so I don't think you can shoot them backwards. Well, maybe I'm wrong. But I do know that you can use them almost throughout the front, all the way to the left and right. And that's something that this thing is obviously not going to be able to do, because it will have to turn its whole turret, or the whole hull, to actually use the flamethrower. But that's fine. I think that'll be okay. I'm not like in a big worry about that. Although it would be cool to find out what's the range on the flamer, like 40, 30 maybe. No way, it's 50. Okay, I was about to say. Okay, 40 is actually kind of good. I'm not gonna lie. I think back in vanilla Men of War, it was about 30 for most flamethrowers, including on vehicles. Having it be like 40 on a... oh, there's a vehicle coming in, talking about vehicles. I don't know if the flamethrower is going to be... Oh, am I getting... What did I just get shot by? Was that my own? Oh, wait, of course. This thing is good because it actually still has a main gun. So we switch back to our direct control. I've tried to find it. There, that's big. We killed that vehicle. We're being charged. We're being rushed down by Japanese infantry. Get out of here. That's like a banzai charge, but that's crazy. The flamethrower kind of saved me there. Let's get the other Stuart up here, and then let's get this squad plus the guy who's out of it. Get them moving up to this, what is this, like a sort of pier? We have like an actual seaborne, or it's like a seaplane behind. It's like a recon plane that you would see in like a Silent Hunter, you know, like it's looking for submarines off the coast of a Japanese island. Swap back to AP. I probably should actually set... No, I don't want to swap that to... I will need to set the other Stuart to swap to A, or have AP only. Let's actually make sure that we swap you to the... So I believe whatever ammo you're currently on, so in this case it's AP, right? It's going to not swap out of it. Say there's only a bunch of infantry around. Oh, normally it would potentially... Oh, this vehicle's done. Normally it would swap to HE, AP, depending on the situation. But that can cost you seconds, especially for larger vehicles that have a long reload, like a King Tiger, for example, right? So you kind of want to make sure that you have a vehicle. In this case, it's going to be by Satan. That's more of the anti-whatever, you know, whatever happens to be useful. In this case, it's going to be a lot of HE, but I want to make sure it can also swap back to the AP. For the other Stuart, I just wanted to, you know, keep on the HE, or AP, because, what is it? Is that a 20 mil? Is that what it could have? No, I don't think that was the thing that shot me down earlier. I think that was a 75 mil, but, oh, can we get it? I'm trying to arc it over this position. I don't think you can arc it over the building. Yeah, you want to make sure that you have a vehicle around that can keep you safe in that regard against enemy vehicles. You don't want to just run into a really awkward armor that pushes you, even though the Japanese obviously don't have really like a big armor piece, but you don't want to run into a Chi-Nu at some point in this campaign, and you don't have any, you know, armor ready that can just engage it with AP. I'm a little hesitant due to that. Oh, the mortar killed the 20 mil. These two Japanese mortars have probably been my best units. It's kind of cool that this Hellcat just kind of fell into this rock. It almost feels like it was meant to be, you know, like this was like a map asset, but well, obviously it was flown in by a pilot who didn't make it all the way. I do wonder, we do have some more units. I'm not really needing them right now, I think. I would love to find which one of these is my radio op, because I want to try to do something. I'm actually curious. I'm assuming it's about 60 to 70 meter range on the... I just almost said mortar, but on its like flare gun, 70 meters is actually kind of big. So we get to fire the flare gun, we get to run away again, because I don't really want to have an actual engagement here, because that's not a winning one, I don't think. Although we can't maybe put some of my guys here on the wall and like have them help out in the engagement with the Japanese coming off the tree line. I kind of, do I have a machine gunner set up here? And that's like the one guy I did not set up. That's a little silly. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, there goes the 81mm off-map mortars. So those aren't like call-in ones that, you know, actually fire. Like in combat mission, for example, you would have the, well, it depends on if there's off-map support. But a lot of, oh, they're running right into that. Please land more right. Please land more right. Maybe we, oh, what did I just click on? Oh, that's the, okay, sorry, that's his field of vision, I think. But in combat mission, for example, you can drop off-map stuff, but usually what you do is your spotters are actually spotting for on-map weapons. So, you know, you have 60 mortar shells and your spotter is spotting for a mortar on the map, then, you know, they'll range in and everything. But that's not how this works. These mortars are independent from, well, that specific spotter anyway. You know what sucks? My corpsman squad is, I'm stupid. My corpsman squad is the only one, or the corpsman unit. Actually, they're part of other infantry units, so maybe I'm not too stupid in hindsight, but there is a vehicle coming in. Now, again, luckily, it's a Hago. We can deal with that relatively effectively. Luckily, obviously, I did keep this to have, you know, the AP only, so I'm hoping we can... There we go. Hago is Dunvor. I was going to say Dunzo, and then I said Dunzo and Dunfort, and that was just weird. I wonder, I don't even need to call this in right now. I think we just keep pushing up what we got, and we don't really worry too much. Although these mortars have been insanely useful. They've almost sucked out an entire ammo crate. I think we just deploy all these guys here, and we will, oh, can I not dig you in? Oh, that's not good. Oh, I can. Oh, right, I'm an idiot. I just wasn't looking right. So I'm gonna try to dig these guys in. Might not be a bad idea, just to try to get some basic defenses going, because right now I don't really have a big defense. This guy's out of ammo, though. That's an issue. Let's run him back. Get the Stuart running up here. And this Satan has been, honestly, paying itself back already in just this one battle. I think we want to get this 30 cal repositioned to here and then get him to entrench. And I might just have this entire, like, leadership unit move up. We have another vehicle. So they keep coming in from the right flank. Soon I'm kind of considering perhaps getting this reinforcement call-in. We've almost got the sandbag positions. Love these. These are so cool. Not only do they build them, almost all the infantry can, but they also immediately will position themselves, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, reposition themselves in them as well. So you don't have to like micromanage and put them down, and then also, you know, make sure that they actually man them. Now, there's a couple of guys down. We will most likely, it makes sense to get a medic at this point. Where are my medics at? We'll deploy one here, and then we'll have one going more for the middle. I'm sure that he'll get over here ASAP. And in our Satan, we do have to go for this next point, but luckily for that, we have a tankette, which we're just going to drive around, and we can even put this Paramarine squad, which I think is kind of cool, inside one of these LVTs and go like super Call of Duty campaign, like on this, and actually run them in. Together, maybe it's a little bit less so because there's a Japanese little tankette following them, you know, but it'll be cool. It'll be cool nonetheless. We'll get the 37mm armored half-track. Is it half-track? It is a half-track. We'll get that one to come with them, and then we'll leave the M13 with just the 250s more towards this middle. Medic is working on the guys who are down. You know, we're getting this relatively done here. This guy can go back. And I just need to make sure that my medic actually heals the guys who are down. Snipers are working. A steward there sniping a dude's face. And whenever we have eyes on this situation over here, it might call in a bombing run. I'm not 100% sure. Are we gonna... Oh. That's see, a little bit of a map issue. It's something that you'll get used to. These maps are custom maps. They are probably not really made for Gates of Hell by like design. So sometimes you do a little bit of messing around, a little bit of cleaning up, but most of the time this works pretty good. Those guys are getting annihilated. What are they? Oh, they were 10 Taishan riflemen. I don't know what they are, but they do have decent weaponry. So they may not be like the lowest of the lowest. I don't think they are. Probably want to get. Oh, I'm about to build this sideways, so let's build it that way with the sandbags facing sort of like up the beach road. Let's actually get Let's get dismounted. I don't really know what the situation is up there. Oh, this medic needs to get back here. I don't want the medic to go bye-bye. And then we'll keep everyone over here. I could have called... Okay, this is actually kind of cool. We're doing a big engagement here with the infantry that is on this next point. Now, we're not going to bomb that, though, because there's a machine gun right there. We can see that from a mile away. Let's use the... Oh, no, 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 no. Yes, that already happened. It already hit my infantry. Luckily for me, though, I was a little bit on the ball there. Okay, the kill feed in the top right is just going ham. I don't even have to have any accuracy. I mean, some of these shells are obviously going very wide. We don't really care, though. Okay, those are going very, very wide, actually. Wow, do you see some of those are going into the actual sky? That's fine. We just absolutely obliterated that. I'm just terrified that one of my friendly units is going to run directly in front, especially this infantry. It's going to run directly in front of this absolute just blasting 37 mil. And it's already done that in the last battle, so let's not have that happen again. We're getting a little bit of like machine gun. There's a submachine gunner. He gets annihilated. There's a little stationary tiny machine gun. Might be worth to throw like... this one guy is going to go down if I'm not careful though. So I actually need you to heal one time. We'll get some smokes. And I guess I could have stayed in the vehicle, but this way you at least get the protection of having their, you know, their vision. If you don't have vision, you're going to die. Did I even throw smoke grenades here? I swear I did, but maybe they didn't get fully thrown, or maybe the water actually cancels them out. I'm not 100% sure. We're taking some light fire from Japanese resistance, but it's very light considering we have a lot of firepower here on the 37. I don't think there's really anything to capture. I don't really care for more of these tankettes. What is this? Is that how... Oh, no, it's a TK. That's not that useful. This is terrible. The Ha-Go would be nice, but at this point, considering I do have Stuarts, including this flamethrower, which is honestly just really cool. I genuinely think the flamethrower ones are, if a little brutal, are really cool. And it's honestly the coolest about these Stuarts that they added in the Liberation DLC is that you can actually man this roof one. You will need an extra crew member, but it's just an extra machine gun. It's just an extra machine gun that doesn't cost you anything. Yeah, it costs you like 2 or 3, you know, dudes worth of points. That's a Lewis gun watching the wrong way, I guess. Okay, interesting. I guess the Japanese might have had some Lewis guns that they like captured maybe during some of their battles against the British. There's a Japanese guy somewhere over here. I just smell it. I'm just getting shot at. Is that just getting shot at, or was that just a... There's a guy over here somewhere. Where? Oh, I don't even have time to find him. He just gets absolutely annihilated. Let's get another Lewis gun. So yeah, they are equipped with some of these stationary Lewis guns. Again, my assumption are being that they probably have these due to the Japanese battles against the British. We'll steal this little machine gun. It's not that great, but it's probably enough just to yoink it quickly, put it into our own inventory. Are any of these like instantly capturable? No. Sometimes you should always check and see if like they're enterable just by default. Like if there's a little like get in window, there isn't. So I don't think we're going to mess with that too much. There is another machine gun. Oh wait, that's the other one. No, I think we're good. We're going to call that a W, finish that battle. But yeah, we don't really want to upgrade our armor too much. I think that we are probably just fine. I don't know, is the LVT4 upgrade like really big? Because it is only 1 point, but I'm not sure what you would get out of this that you don't... Oh, do I not get armored shields on this one? No, I do. Oh, I don't know if there's a real reason to ever want to... I don't know. I don't know. I guess you get tank crew instead of landing crew, but sure. For now, I hope you guys enjoyed this shorter one. We'll be back with more for sure in the near future, and I look forward to seeing your feedback, and I'll catch you in the next one.